Well, let's start on some water issues. And access to potable water for the people of Nipanikro in the Upper Dintra West District remains a challenge. The residents say the activities of illegal miners have since compounded their woes, as major streams and rivers have since been polluted. And as Mainu visited the community and report, the situation could change thanks to an intervention by an NGO, World Vision Ghana.
Nipanikro is 1.5 hours drive from Tiaso, the district capital of Upper Dintra West. Farming is the mainstay of the people. Today, however, mining has taken over this traditional occupation, forcing many to give out their farmlands as concessions. A drive through the town shows many abandoned pits and fuel stations dotted along the major routes. Illegal mining is dominant here and the people are bearing the brunt of this activity.
The
school.
We don't have potable water here. Dugout wells are predominant. But many times there are insects and other harmful organisms in the water. Our body itches any time we use the water for bathing. The children here also cross the road in order to fetch the water, which is quite dangerous.
The wall here was not in good shape. It was not covered and anything entered it. The pupils of the school also crossed the road to fetch water, which was hazardous.
Nipanikro is one of the 16 beneficiary communities under World Vision's Water, Sanitation and Hygiene program. A borehole originally constructed for the only public school currently serves the entire community.
We thank World Vision for giving us clean water. Sometimes we don't have clean water to drink. The water is dirty for us.
The newly constructed borehole has eradicated all our problems. We would like to thank World Vision for providing us with the borehole. We can freely drink the water now. The pupils also did not have dustbins. They used to pick the refuse with their bare hands. Now this will be a thing of the past.
The borehole is now close to the school and it will reduce their plight. Because the old well was uncovered, most pupils were not allowed to fetch the water.
The Diaso District Director for World Vision, Ivan Boateng, says the initiative is in line with the NGO's vision to improve access to clean water in rural Ghana.
They use a very old well that was uncovered and had a lot of things falling in, even animals do falling in sometimes. So we realized that the people, as part of World Vision, our efforts to improve access to safe water, we needed to put up a mechanical borehole there so that children, especially the most vulnerable, will have access to potable water.
A committee has been set up to oversee the maintenance of the facility. Chairman of the committee shares with JoyNews strategies adapted to keep the borehole in good shape. Despite the provision of a borehole there, some members of the community still fetch water from the contaminated well. They claim the borehole cannot serve the entire community. They want government to augment the intervention by World Vision Ghana.
We will sell water from the borehole, which will give us some money to handle our financial needs. We need governments and other philanthropists to construct other boreholes.
For JoyNews.
City authorities in Kumasi have commenced arrest and prosecution of sanitation offenders with the setting up of a law enforcement task force. A special court has also been established to fast-track trial of sanitation-related cases, and all in line with bylaws of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. In partnership with Love FM and the Inshira FM, public education, both on air and in communities, will go on alongside punitive measures. Nana Ojima was at the launch and now filed this report.
A drama sketch at the launch of the campaign emphasized on the role of residents by developing and exhibiting boldness to point out littering and other offences of their peers. With support of such citizens, sanitation officers arrest offenders to face the law. Serious attention will be paid to people who carry waste from their homes to fill public waste bins. Another group is tricycle waste carters who scatter rubbish along the road or abandon waste in the middle of the journey when the carriers break down. Deputy Coordinating Director at KMA, Yvonne Nabu, spoke for City Mayor Osei Esibe Entry.
The Assembly has spearheaded the establishment of a sanitation court at the old commercial court premises, which is currently under renovation and will be opened soon. It will again interest you to know that the Assembly has passed its bylaws, which is currently at the publication stage. We all owe some responsibility to preserve our environment, and in this regard, I am glad to inform you all that under Section 57 of the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, any citizen can arrest any environmental offender who is found dumping rubbish indiscriminately.
Focus areas of the campaign will include provision of toilets, painting of houses, and damp no waste. Others are noise control, stray animals, and monitoring sanitation service providers. Love FM and Inshira FM news editor Said Ali Yakub represented General Manager for Multimedia Group's Kumasi Business Unit, Jem Agla.
We are very privileged to be part of this initiative. It's been long in coming. But we can take consolation in the saying that better late than never to support this initiative, and we promise you that we will succeed. Thank you so much.
Sanitation and Water Resources Minister Cecilia Dapa lauded KMA's initiative. She says it is the duty of local assemblies to supervise work of sanitation service providers. Contracts of underperformers must be cancelled. We cannot entertain such people. Is this the garden city we knew? There is a lot to be done. People sell all kinds of food on the streets without permits. They leave the places dirty after the day's work. Who do you expect to keep the city clean? Asantehene Otumfo Oseitu II entreats chiefs to restrain from intervening for people who fall foul to the law to desecrate the environment. His message was delivered by Ankobi Ahene Bafo Kwame Kusi II. Chiefs will have to refrain from pleading for offenders to ensure the success of this drive. We should all be interested in this project. Our garden city must be restored. All the other local authorities must do the same. Meanwhile, the Sanitation and Water Resources Ministry has presented 1,000 waste bins to the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council for distribution to assemblies. From Kumasi for Joy News, Nana Ojima reporting.
Well, the regent of Dintra and the chief of New Obasi says that the absence of a police station in the area still threatens the security of the town and surrounding communities. The chief believes the mob action that led to the death of the late Major Maxwell Adam Muhammad some 2 years ago could have been foiled if there was a police post there. He wants, as a result, government to, as soon as possible, provide the community with a police post.
What my elders and I are doing is we really doing more to let people know that you know, you can take the law into your own hands. Looking at what late Captain Mahama was doing, he was a sportsman. He was just trying to do a 10K. So A month ago, on his 2-year anniversary, my elders and I and a few surrounding villages, folks, we took to ourselves to start a walk in his memory. Started from where he started from and ended up in New Obasi. And it's almost a 10-mile journey. Well, we don't have a police station in here. And if there was a police station, I think it would have really helped. So as I speak, we're pleading to the government and donors to help us get a police station in here. The people of the village and the surrounding areas are ready to help with communal labor, and police station coming in here will serve the surrounding areas, the villages all around these areas. Because I think with a police personnel being close to issues like that can actually really diffuse such tensions.
Meanwhile, the chief has also called for a national action plan to deal with mob action across Ghana.
What I'm more concerned about is the promoting of, how as a country or as a nation we can stop instant justice. I plead to Ghanaians to morally realize and respect people for who they are and not what they are. Well, my elders and I and the DC of this area and a few church leaders, we've been organizing seminars promoting how we can stop mob action within the communities, and in the long term thinking about how it can go throughout our different various communities within the country to eliminate that behavior. So we've set up an NGO called Tema Africa, and the meaning of Tema Africa is to end mob action in Africa. And we are hoping that through this, what we are doing, it would help people to, in the long term, stop taking people's life or taking the law into their own hands within Africa, starting from New Obasi.
Well, in other news, the president of the Ghana Bar Association, Tony Forson, wants government to act swiftly to bring home the kidnapped Takoradi girls. He made these remarks at the 37th anniversary remembrance service for the 3 judges who were killed in 1982 at the Kaneshi Presbyterian Church here in Accra. Raymond Akwa was there and our reports.
The president of the Ghana Bar Association, Tony Forson, did not mince words when he stated that in recent times there has been a surge in criminal activities threatening the peace of the nation. He further said that though the rescue of the 2 Canadians is commendable, Ghanaians are waiting with bated breath to hear similar good news on the Takoradi girls.
Ghana in recent years has equally witnessed some activities which have threatened and questioned the general safety of the country. Crimes such as armed robbery and kidnapping have been rampant in the past few years. These activities lay bare the huge lapses in our security as a country. While commending the security agencies for apprehending the kidnappers of the 2 Canadian women, the country waits to hear similar good news relating to the 3 residents of Takoradi, namely Priscilla Bentum, Ruth Grayson, and Mantibia Kranche, who were kidnapped variously in August and December 2018.
On her part, the Chief Justice, Sophia Kufu, admonished all Ghanaians to live in peace and uphold justice.
Seek good, not evil, that you may live. Then the Lord God Almighty will be with you, just as you say He is. Hate evil, love good, maintain justice in the courts. Perhaps the Lord God Almighty will have mercy on the remnant of Joseph.
Delivering the sermon for the memorial, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, Right Reverend Professor Joseph Mante, prayed the attack on the judges in 1982 will never recur.
Anytime the Martyrs' Day celebration comes up, my mind goes back to her. I went through a lot. As I said, I was a very young minister, and the counseling issues that I was dealing with were far above a young minister. For those of us who passed through that era, it was very, very painful. I mean, very, very painful. So I am glad that we always remember these three judges. And I pray that the never again will be never again.
The service was also attended by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK, Papa Owusu-Ankuma. Raymond Akwe's report for JoyNews.
And before we go, let's bring you this. 25-year-old CEO of IT startup firm Adrot 360, Jacob Kwekujang, has urged global leaders and market influencers to invest in tech-driven initiatives and also empower the youth. Speaking at the International Finance Cooperation Sustainability Exchange, the young CEO stated there's a need for stakeholders to invest and also create opportunities for young people in technology, especially those coming from deprived areas. Jacob, who says he was born in one of the most deprived communities in Accra and at a point became a cobbler, had the opportunity to be on the same platform with other prominent CEOs at the event in Dakar, Senegal.
I write my name on a sheet of paper, my number, and I tell people I could build an app for you, build a website for you. They tell me, okay, they give me their number, I call it, don't answer, or they just snub me for a whole year because I didn't have any formal education, I didn't understand how the corporate system works. You know, I had nobody to help me. One day I went to a church in Accra because I thought the rich people were there, and I met one person. I told him I could build apps, and then he said, okay, take my card. He was CEO of Dell, country director of Dell at the time, and he gave me my first job. 4 years down the line, and lots of people in my community are benefiting from it. So as he said, let's take action. Let's believe in young people. Let's give them a chance. I was about 20 years at the time, so you could imagine people see you and think this hungry boy is about to pester me. So give us an opportunity and help us, because the future indeed belongs to young people. Life wasn't always like this. I mean, I grew up in the most deprived areas in Accra. My mother was a hawker, and she sold water or anything she could lay her hands on the streets of Accra. And my father was a mechanic who sold batteries in a mechanic shop. So I spent my childhood with them, selling water on my head or being with my father in the shop. And after junior high school, I actually was a cobbler for some time. So I actually wanted to increase my ability to have 3 square meters basically. And I tried a lot of things. I mean, tried music for some time, being a footballer for some time. Then I applied for an internship opportunity at a media company. So at the media company, I got tasked to go cover a story. October 2015, the World Bank president came to Ghana to launch the End Poverty campaign, and I followed the media team. That was the first time I received some substantive amount of money. And so the next week, I heard that the president of Ghana was at another program. I said, I'm going to be there because I needed that money for survival. On my way there, I met a young boy who told me about programming, IT, and I thought it was interesting. I heard about Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. I thought I could actually change my life if I followed this boy. So I spent days and nights in internet cafes and taught myself how to program and how to be a digital person. And today, I mean, the story is different. In Ghana, I employ over 25 people. The company is doing very well. And for me, as you said, if you are looking at investing in young people, my life is evidence of the fact that investing in digital technologies and impinging the conversation on young people is very, very important.
Very motivating there. But it's on that note that we end the news. Again, we have to run by you, who will be having some quite interesting conversation on governance and transparency issues. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, in its latest report for 2018, is indicating that there seem to be some political interferences in the affairs of Ghana's national oil company, the GNPC. More so, the way the expenditure patterns are, the projects for which these expenditure is supposed to be used for are managed and monitored is a concern for PIAC. We're going to have a representative of PIAC here in the studio, and we want to have some discussions with Nana Ajenim Boating, who is with the Association of Ghana Industries and also with the Ghana Chamber of Commerce. Promises to be interesting, I tell you. What also promises to be interesting is a conversation on how well the Black Stars performed against Cameroon, but also what bodes well for them or not in their last round of match for the group. We also know that already we've had some great matches over the weekend, and look, Nigeria, they were beaten by Madagascar. It was quite interesting though, and very surprising in that match. But Egypt, they continue their whirlwind performance in the tournament. We have all these conversations all coming up, but in the meantime, let's bring to you the latest newspaper headlines and center spread and back page reviews we have in the studio. Stay with us.